On today's episode, we have the sad reality of ice and bicycling. We have Leland. Whoa! We have social media, and as always, we have Zelda in the house.
Zelda, yes.
Bye. Hey, this is Gravel. I am Bobby Thompson. Sitting next to me is Neil Taylor. Neil, how you doing? How's things going?
I'm awesome. How you doing, Bobby?
I am doing wonderful. You been out on the bike lately?
Been out a little bit. I got my bike a little bit muddy. It was in the shop. You guys were handling that today, and I appreciate it because now I am ready to get out and actually ride with producer Matt here in a minute.
Right. I got a little icy last week.
Did.
Yes. So, unfortunately, we talked about the Bromance last week, the Bromance series, which was the Smitty Fitty up in Redding, Kansas. I specifically designed that course so that there was a lot of climbing. Guess what you can't climb with on a bike?
I'm going to guess ice, Bobby.
Ice.
Yes.
Ice you can't climb with on a bike. Guess what shields ice from melting?
Trees.
So there was a lot of ice, so we had to postpone it. We're going to do it March 11th. If you're around Redding, Kansas, March 11th. It's just a fun ride with friends.
It's a blast.
It's going to be great. We're going to raise some money for the Emporia, Kansas animal shelter, so it'll be great. I heard that Matt ran into Leland this week. Is that what I heard?
I think you ran into Leland this week talking about something big and something special.
Something special. Leland's always special, though.
Leland is special.
Right. We love Leland.
All
right. Leland, what you got?
Look who we have here in the studio today, Leland. What's been up?
Look who's back. Yeah, well, been busy this early this new year, and as of today, we are T-minus 2 weeks to baby Dains, so that's the big news for us.
Definitely exciting for you and Christina. What's been the biggest thing coming so far with it?
Well, for me, I'm kind of an outside bystander. She's experiencing it all, so I just try to be there for her. But I know she is ready for this child to be here. So the last couple weeks, we're already getting our practice on not sleeping well and that sort of thing. So I think we're all set. We're ready.
Well, definitely congratulations from all of us here at Gravel Guru and all the followers to you and Christina.
Thank you.
And, if you've been asking online, where's Leland been? Well, Leland's getting prepared to become a dad. So that's where he's been. He's going to be on the show here and there, and we'll see him out. Last night, if you would have watched this last week, if you would have watched the How-To DK Clinic out of Gravel City, he presented on those two events there. So he'll be around. He'll be presenting some training tips. And as we build up to Dirty Kanza, you'll definitely be around.
And so if you still have questions, reach out to me through Dirty Kanza pages or send them to Matt as well. I'll still be around.
Yep.
So excited to be back in the studio today.
And what we really brought you in today is Dirty Kanza is launching a new event this year. Give us a little overview about this DKXL. We've seen a lot on Instagram and Facebook from some of these riders you guys have selected.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I think a lot of people were shocked, and I don't know if disappointed is the right word, but when they saw this announcement, they were like, whoa, wait, what is this? Well, that was by design. I mean, Dirty Kanza XL is meant to be by invite only this first year. It's a test. So we wanted to try it out this year, make sure it's something we wanted to do and works well before we open it to the public. So we're definitely excited by everyone's enthusiasm behind it, but you weren't left out in the dark on anything. This is just a trial run this year.
So very much a kind of a hand-picked crew. Yeah. You've got 34 riders. What is the kind of the significance behind having 34 riders out there this year?
Yeah, 34 is not exactly an even, well, it's an even number. number, but it's it's kind of an odd one to choose. But 34 is the number of riders we had the very first Dirty Kanza 200, and so we thought it was somewhat poetic, but more importantly, a good sample size, a good number to manage this first year. We didn't want a number that would get out of control for us because, again, we wanted to test this out, test the waters because it is so different, and see how it goes.
And talking about the 34 riders, if our followers watched our last show with Jay Peterberry, Jay said him and Trace, I believe, are talking about riding the tandem on it this year.
They are.
Mention some of the bigger names that are coming to take part this year.
Yeah, well, we certainly have some big names. Dan Hughes, of course, is a 4-time champion of the DK 200. He's also a winner of Trans Iowa and Gravel Worlds. So when it comes to gravel specifically, there's fewer names that have won more than Dan, and so we're really excited to have him testing this out. Yuri Oswald, of course, who won the 2015 Year of the Mud.
Yes.
Rebecca Rush, of course, who is no stranger to ultra distance events. And of course Jay and Tracy, like you mentioned. But this wasn't just a parade of all-stars. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone that we picked, we think is an all-star, but they don't have maybe that list of credentials like some of those folks. Would it be an
all-star or a rock star?
A rock star, yeah. But we wanted to pick people who we thought could complete it. It'll be a challenge for all of them, but these are folks who have some ultra long rides under their belts. It is a mixed sampling. It is folks who some are a little bit newer to the sport, been riding a few years, and some that have been riding a few decades. So we really tried to run the gamut, men, women, you name it. We tried to get some diversity in the mix.
Looking through the list you guys published, it made me happy to see that, yes, you've got these all-stars coming in, but you've also got some of the more Midwest local legends, as you could, like Don Buttram over in Missouri, Gabby Shelton coming up from Stillwater. You've got, like, here in town, Ryan Balkenhol, the brothers O'Mara. And in future episodes, we're going to get Jim Cummins to come on and talk about the actual route and kind of how that was developed. But talk to me a little bit about how you see kind of the timeline for the DKXL going.
Yeah, I've got to say, to your point that you were just talking about, we love our coastal supporters, but gravel is Midwest. This is where it was born and bred, and these are the people who have forged themselves and these events in the fires, so to speak. And so, yeah, you will see a little heavy bias towards the Midwesterners, but Midwesterners are gravel grinders, and again, nothing to say against our coastal friends. They're definitely jumping on board and creating new dirt road mixed events and dirt road specific events that are fantastic. But yeah, got to give a nod to our Midwesterners there. So the timeline of things, this is going to be totally different because now we've got an event starting on Friday of DK weekend. Friday has always been chock full of activities, lots of things going on, lots of activities in the Granada Theater again this year. But we've carved out a special time, 4 p.m. in the afternoon, that the DKXL riders will be departing from the All Things Gravel Expo, from the Salsa booth specifically. So they will gather. Since it's only 34, we don't need a lot of space. They'll gather right there on the road in the expo, and we'll give them a little bit of a police escort out of town, and then they'll be on their journey all through the night Friday and into Saturday morning, and they'll have the same cutoff time that the 200-mile riders have, 3 a.m. Sunday morning. So they may go into Saturday night. We're trying to put our bids in now. We think there could be a sub 24-hour winning finish time, but that remains to be seen. I think most of them will then venture again in a little bit into the evening on Saturday night.
200 miles was already quite the feat to finish out here in the Flint Hills and out on the rock. What do you think is going to be going through some of their minds? Because they could potentially be around 200 miles come 6 a.m. Mid-morning when the 200 is just leaving Emporia. What do you think is going to be going through their mind maybe that second day?
200 miles is the longest single-day ride that I've done. I've done some multi-day stuff, so I certainly am aware of some of the things that go through your head. But and this isn't the first. Dirty Kanza 200 was considered an ultra, so I don't know if this is an ultra what we're going here with, but we're talking 300 plus miles now at 350. There's a few of those out there already, and so it wasn't exactly new territory. So people have done this, and again, the caliber of rider we've got coming is well versed in some of these distances, but all of it's a mind game for everybody.
Yeah.
The 100, the 200, the 350, the 25, the 50. Hopefully you've picked an event that is challenging enough, but you think you can complete. And it becomes so little about the physical and so much about the mental that they're going to have to will themselves to continue.
Yeah. Very cool. You know, I just thought it was amazing kind of how it launched out there on social media, and it's amazing to see, you know, some of these riders on Instagram posting kind of their writing in their rider's Bible, kind of trying to set up game plans already, where they want to be at what checkpoint and what towns. Another facet is it's not supported. They don't have support crews out there.
Correct. Yeah, so this is a back to the basics. This is the Dirty Kanza that Jim and Joel always envisioned. You know, when they went and participated in Trans-Iowa back in 2005, that was the model that they thought they were going to sculpt. And Jim will admit to you that they were, I think, just a little bit too intimidated about that distance, and they settled on 200. And for a lot of obvious reasons, that was a really good decision. But we just thought the timing was right to go back to 350, go back to entirely self-supported. Now, what that means is they've got to have someone that can pick them up should they need to abandon, but that person cannot be anywhere on course at any time. No checkpoints, no refills, no rendezvous, nothing. So they're entirely on their own and entirely at the whim of the course and the towns that come along. Now, naturally, we send them through some towns.
Yeah.
But
there's some resupply points out there, but
they're on their own.
Like I said, in future episodes, we're going to have Jim on to talk about the route itself and walk us kind of through the map and stuff. But he was showing me down at Gravel City the other day, there's a 100-mile section that's probably going to be in the middle of the night where they've got to be self-supported. I mean, there's no Casey's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim can dive into the route specifically. I don't want to give too much away on that, but there are long stretches of vast, remote, open range.
Yeah. So you know, Leland, if anybody's looking for more information on Dirty Kanza in general, where can they come to find that information?
Certainly visit our website, dirtykanza.com. I would encourage you to follow us on Facebook. You know, be up to date on our updates. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on all the time, and you definitely keep in touch that way.
Yep, very cool. We'll put those links in the show description, and like I said, we'll have more people on in the future. Hopefully, we'll get maybe some of the longer riders like Yuri or someone on the show here before Dirty Kanza, but also get Jim and maybe some of the local riders on to talk about how they're prepping for this, and then of course, come Dirty Kanza weekend, we'll be following this closely. So thanks, Leland.
Thank you, Matt.
Sweet. Okay, so 2019, I'm all in.
I think I am too. I'll be honest, 350 miles sounds intimidating at its surface, but I think if you train, if you're ready for it, the question is, do I do it on the single speed?
Oh, man. Okay, let's see if anyone this year does it on a single speed, and you'll have your answer.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So, you know.
Gabby, yes.
Gabby,
Gabby's
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah. What else would she ride, right? You know, it's like the DK 200. I jumped into that straight from, I think the longest I'd done was 80. So why not, right? So 200 to 350?
Yeah, it's not like it's only 150 miles more. Got it. It's easy.
You know, it's not the mileage that would bother me. It'd be the continuously riding through the night.
Yeah, riding through the night, riding through those dark hours can definitely be intimidating, especially if you don't do it.
Right.
And you know, you're not familiar with some of the roads, but it is definitely on that bucket list for 2019.
Right.
For
I mean,
sure.
you know, okay, DK, we've come in at 130 before, you know, ish, right? I'm guessing you have too.
Yep,
I have.
coming after me many times.
But you had the adrenaline rush because you know you're coming back to town. You can see the town for like an hour, so that it feels closer than it is. 130, knowing that you still have an entire 12, 13, 14 hours ahead of you.
Yes.
2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., those are some tough. And that's not like you're riding flat surface.
And the thing is, you know, they're hitting midnight at 8 hours into this ride.
Right.
So 8 hours in, you know, they're hitting maybe Eureka, and they still have a lot of miles ahead of them.
And your key stops aren't open 24 hours a day because it's entirely self-supported. So your key stops, if you're there early, you got to make the choice. Yeah. Do I sleep and wait for them to open, or do I charge ahead to the next one?
Yeah, it's really a different beast. I'm really excited to see how these 34 individuals do this because it's going to be pretty awesome.
Right. I mean, now, and I've always wanted to do a ride like this. I mean, there's other rides like this out there. I've wanted to do those, but to have one in our home, in our backyard, I got to try it.
Absolutely.
So,
definitely,
cool.
Bobby.
As always, we've gotten a ton of social media pics this week, so I want to send it to Matt and say hi to everybody.
Hey, thanks Bobby and Neil. Here's this week's social media. First up, we've got Aaron. He was out riding around Lindsborg, Kansas with a group of friends. Savon made it out on a muddy 30-mile gravel grinder near Covington, Texas. Dave was out exploring the area around Cape Town, South Africa, single track on the gravel bike. The Freeport Bicycle Company posted this photo from the Frostbite 40 in northern Illinois.
Glenn was out exploring northwest Missouri, got about 80 miles in. Kate was out riding the Rocheport-Roubaix. Mike was also out at the Rocheport-Roubaix near Columbia, Missouri. Pat Glad and friends went out on a ride. Scott was out at the Ocala National Forest in Florida with 59 miles of riding. Thomas Sumter was out riding in East King County out of Carnation, Wisconsin. Timothy was riding out from Moline to Port Byron, Illinois along the Great River Trail. David and Tyson got in a little gravel south of Wichita. Thanks to everybody that submitted their photo. You can submit your photos using the hashtag ThisIsGravel on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Awesome, guys. Thank you again for all those pictures. We love them. Make sure that you're tagging all your pictures with This Is Gravel. I know I like seeing them. I know Matt likes seeing them. Who knows about this guy if he really likes seeing them. But make sure you are following us. Facebook. We got the YouTube channel. You can always check out the videos there, as well as on Twitter or Instagram. Again, make sure you're tagging everything with This Is Gravel. If you want to follow me, Minister of Gravel, if you want to follow this guy here. Oh, I thought we were taking a selfie. I was actually excited about it. If you want to follow this guy, you can follow him at The Casual Cyclist. He's all over Instagram. He's all over Facebook. Bobby's always got some awesome things going on. My guess is you might see some of those pictures there here in the next couple of days. But thank you guys for watching. This is Gravel.
We like Zelda. Bye.
Bye.